Hey everyone, what is up? It is Link, coming at you with a little bit of Lee Sin gameplay. What the? Okay. As for Lee Sin, Lee Sin, for me, is pretty much a champion that I'm really thinking about getting into. I mean, I'm good at playing him. I have a lot of really good quirks when it actually comes to playing him. And that's about it with him. Not much. Now, there have been gaps in replays. Videos. There have been laps. This is because the computer I use to upload these, it currently has a virus. The virus is quite interesting. It's being pushed through my router, and it's attacking through my MAC address, is from what I can see. But enough of tech talk. Back to Lee Sin. Lee Sin, he's versatile. You don't do well as a AD, or not an AD carry. You don't do well as a brawler, build him as a tank. You don't do well as a tank, build him as a brawler. You don't do well as either, just push lane. He's a really good champion, and I find a lot of things right with him. One of my favorite things about Lee Sin has to be his shield. This, plus 3 quintessences for lifesteal in lane, is really strong. I think at level 5 you get like 25 lifesteal back. I could be mistaken. And you also get that armor buff, which is really good, especially for CSing. You'll see me attempt to do it. I'm still trying to perfect my solo top, which is why I play this game. Now, my lane is kind of a dick to go against. I have a Ziggs and a Master Yi. So we have long-range attacks where you can go back to safety, and long-range attacks that do AoE. So yeah, this lane was very hard to go against, especially at level 1. I mean, they're really hurting me. What I try to do is I try to stay back, try and CS by throwing my shield out to a minion and hitting a minion. But yeah. You're going to see later that I'm actually going to swap lanes with the Twisted Fate. The Twisted Fate said that Darius kept letting him die, so let's go watch this. The Twisted Fate's actually rolling back out. I don't really see much issues here, besides him sliding around. They're just pushing me back with a Bouncing Bomb and an Alpha Strike. I decide to return. So let's see this. Let's slow this down a little bit. Hecarim comes in, gets snared by the Maokai so he can make up room. The Darius is already safe in the bush, but the Ignite kills him. And the Maokai gets away. Rise in mid versus a Galio. That's kind of a funny composition. AP versus AP. Scales on AP. Short range. Long range. Yeah. More versatile ulti in my opinion. And less versatile. Anyway, they're actually both quite low, but they are higher level than me. Actually, I just evened that out. I put a second point in Resonating Strike, so I was figuring I was going to be able to CS better with it, but no. Because they're about to take my turret in 3, 2, there we go. So they pretty much break my turret at the 5-minute mark. There's really nothing I could do to stop it. I mean, I was low, I had to return, and it was just a dick lane in general to go against. Although, what are you going to expect? I'm only level 30 with like 170 wins. I'm not perfect. So let's see, we're going to have Rise. Gonna be... That was anticlimactic. What about bot lane? The Twisted Fate with a pick a card up. Not able to use it. Wow. Yeah, one thing I do really wonder watching him is why he spammed pick a card so much. I mean, yes, he's spamming blue right now to keep his mana. Even if I don't think he's low. Yeah, he is. What the... Ugh. But, 1, he keeps his lane pushed. I mean, 2, that's okay. Anyway, the Hecarim quickly gets picked up by them both picking at him. I'm going to stand here and make a comment about the lane. Now, we're going to have some really interesting team comp come up here. So I'm going to lure them both into the bushes, into where Galio can flash in, use his ultimate, get both of them, go in there. I try and do just enough damage to actually hurt them and give the kills to Galio. The reason I gave the kills to Galio is because, 1, he needs more early game so he can help us later game. And especially because he's our mid, he's going to be one of the higher levels. like quicker. So that's why I decided to give him the kills. Now we're gonna have Darius taking the kill, but the Darius is kind of killing each other down bot. That was interesting. Sorry if I sound a little bit bored, guys. I'm just a little out of it. I've been trying to fix my computer for the last 3 days. And also, for those of you who were wondering, I never do a Sunday video. It's just kind of a day for me to relax and like get a couple replays for the week. But besides that, Twisted Fate now taking my top lane because he's blaming Darius for his follies. So I think I'm actually gonna... What do I do? Yeah, I do go down bot. Ah, Skype, I forgot to turn you off. Let me just... Hold on, guys, I'm sorry.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, he died to top. So it was him being bad, not me being bad. So I'm going to tell them that I'm going in for a gank. I'm going to get behind them. I'm going to try to get my Resonating Strike. I do land on the Darius, start hitting the Darius with almost all my abilities. The Maokai is trying to lure us into that. The Darius successfully does, doing little to no damage because no fighting even broke out there. We're going to leave the Darius and the Maokai alone. The Maokai is going to get his kill by the sapling exploding on the ground. Wow, that was just bad luck. Hecarim going around, just not doing much. Although the Ziggs and the Yi, he's going to come up with his E activated and go after the Ziggs. He's going to use his ultimate, terrify them. Yi is going to be killed, and the Twisted Fate is going to pick up the Ziggs. Sorry, okay, we're going to speed this up a little bit. It is just some mindless CSing right now. So, back to Lee Sin. Lee Sin's very good. I mean, you're going to see me spamming the Safeguard, or I just call it Iron Will. It's really interesting what I call these. I do Resonating Strike, Iron Will, and then this one I call Tempest. I don't call them by the right names, but anyway. He's got this for chasing. He's got this for brawling. He's got this for... He has this for escapes or to keep them near him. And then he's got this as a finisher. 250, so if they have 2 health bars left and you think they might lifesteal back, you can just activate this at no cost and get your kill. It is not true damage though, like Mr. OP over here, who is he gonna get his true damage? No. It's not like Mr. OP over here that can get like 500 and have almost all the same abilities. One thing about him is he has no escapes. He just has attack, attack, attack. That's one of his only follies. So Maokai's going to chase after us. I'm going to try land a Resonating Strike on the Darius. I do miss, but the Galio is not going to have that. He's going to just fly right up here, see the Maokai returning, throw his wind, land his Q, and he is dead. Now the Darius is getting antsy, not knowing where to go, because there was a Galio up here, but he is going to stay safely by his turret, and I'm going to help the Galio steal their blue buff, because Ryze doesn't need it. Ryze is too busy pushing. So yeah, I do give the blue buff over to him. And now we're going to go and destroy the Darius under his turret, mind you. So Hecarim comes in, knocks him away from my Resonating Strike. I'm going to get in there, use my ultimate, kick him closer to our side of the turret. Darius is going to use his Summoner Heal. Now we're both going to turn on the Ryze. Ryze is going to get low, and he's going to walk into the Galio. Going to get hit with the Galio Q. I'm going to punch him once, and the Hecarim's going to pick him up with his Q. Now it's time to turn on the turret and watch Twisted Fate die. Isn't he low? No, he's not. The Ziggs is low. Not many people counter Ziggs. Twisted Fate, Karthus, and Xerath are the only ones I know. So we're going to have a 2v1 here on the Maokai. The ulti is going to go out. I am going to pick him up with a basic. Darius is going to die. I'm going to try and kill that turret before I die, but I do get slowed. That turret on maybe 10 health. I can't remember, 10 or 2. It was on little to nothing. Low replay won't tell you. Oh, huh, it will. It's on 5 health. Well, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Close enough. Now, as you're going to see, 13 minutes in and the replay is almost over. This is a surrender at 20. As Galio's going to go in here. His ulti doesn't go off on the Yi, which I think was interesting. Yi doesn't have anything to break him of that, so... yeah. This is a surrender at 20. I'm not sure why they do. They still had a chance of coming back. We just had a turret advantage on them, and we had a slight kill advantage. I think we also took Dragon once or twice. So they weren't that far behind. They could still made it. Did Ryze just use his ulti? Yeah, he did. He used his ulti while he was farming, and he wasn't even low on anything. So Hecarim's going to go and turn around, but he's going to get deterred by the Twisted Fate, having issues, trying to teleport out, does teleport out away from the Ziggs ult, and the Hecarim is going to back off. Darius and I are just going to go in there, tap the turret once, and then just walk straight out, as the Maokai tries to follow, which is kind of a bad endeavor, if anything. We do have Dragon warded at the time. And one thing I'm wondering, when I teleport to these wards, can other people see them? So, like, when I safeguarded one of these, does it actually show that I safeguarded there, or does it just show I went somewhere? I've always wondered that, and it's kind of hard to debug it when you can't see what other people see. Either or. The build I choose for Lee Sin, there's about 3 builds I choose for him. I have Super Tanky, Brawler, and Hybrid Jungle. It's the Hybrid Jungle one I have to say is the stupidest, but it actually does work. Stupidest, stupider, most stupid, whatever. The more stupid choice. I don't know. Pretty much with it, it's Trinity Force, Merc Tread's Trinity Force, Wriggle's Lantern, and then it's a it's Phantom Dancers. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have it written down somewhere. My personal favorite has to be the Brawler, because the Brawler one scales really well. Mauve Malmortius, Frozen Mallet, Wriggles, Merc Treads, Bloodthirster, and I can't remember the other item. I have a full... oh, you sell your Wriggles for a second, Bloodthirster. I did just do a game a little while back where I completed the build, and it is quite strong. It managed to take a Cho'Gath with a Leviathan at max stacks and a Warmogs at max, and still won. And this Cho'Gath was fed. But enough about him. We have about 4 more minutes left here, and I am going to keep it. I'm going to try and keep it not sped up. Although I am running out of things to talk about, hence the reason I started talking about other builds. So, how about that Jace? Yeah, that's what had happened if I didn't have the speed up feature. So we're going to lock the camera back on me as we're going to head mid because there are quite a few of them there. Checking Dragon with to no avail. And they're going to go after the Twisted Fate. The exhaust goes out. And he's going to teleport. He does teleport to safety. Then he recalls back to base. We are going to take a turret. We are going to go after the Ryze. The Ryze is going to play very defensively, attacking the Galio. Galio is going to throw out his ultimate and actually get killed in the process. Now, well, actually myself and I, they all left. Maokai's going to come in there, root me, and I'm going to flash to a minion. Now, Darius down here getting killed by the Hecarim, who is leaving with 3 stacks. But now they are turning on the Ziggs, who just got hit with 2 Twisted Fate's abilities. The Darius Q and the ulti coming down on him, killing him. The ult is now back on cooldown, and he's going to make his decision to go after the Maokai. Maokai is going to run away. He's going to flash. He's going to apprehend, use his Q, start using his overpowered crippling strike. I'm going to dash, make up the ground, miss my Tempest, but I am going to continue on, and he's going to kill him with his ult. Wow. That just happened. Did I use my exhaust? I'm not sure if I did. As you can see, the game is going to be wrapping up soon. I'm going up here to CS before we actually go and take another mid turret. Yeah. As you can see, I'm actually going to return now, and you're going to see I build a Phage and a longsword for the Hex Drinker. The reason I'm building the Hexdrinker second is because I needed health first,
Rampage.
because of how this team is built. They're more tanky, so I need to be able to stay in the fight a little longer. I do choose not to go after this Darius because a one-on-one with him, even though he's a lower level, still is bad for me. He has a Phage and a...
Enemy has been
Is he building a Trinity Force?
your
What? I don't think that'd be any good. Anyway, we have... I gotta unlock the camera. We have a couple kills going off up top. The Maokai sapling, but that is GG. So, if you enjoyed the content provided, leave a like. If you want to stay current, subscribe, and I will talk to you all
victory.
later.